Simply enter your registration code, enter your email, re-enter your email, create yourself a password, minimum of 6 characters, letters, and numbers, and click Register. This will log you into your community portal, and you'll be most likely at your guest list page, your standard home page. First, let's take a look at the My Account link at the top of the page. By clicking on My Account, you'll be able to see all of the users in your account. You'll also see assignments if your manager has added those to your account, such as golf carts, parking spaces, or storage lockers. Below that, you'll find your verbal confirmation code, and this is the password you may use if you call the gate and they want to identify who you are. You'll need to have a verbal confirmation code. Not all communities utilize this, but if yours does, this is where you will enter that code. Down the left-hand side, you'll also see a property status area. Here what you're able to do is tell the gate staff if your home is not occupied. This is optional, and simply click the Not Occupied button. And you can leave the gate staff a note. Simply put your away start date, and let's say that was today, and we'll be back on May 31st. Simply click the Save Account Information, and that'll refresh your page, and then down below you'll see that your status is now not occupied. This will automatically reset when May 31st ends, and it'll go back to occupied. So this is helpful if you'd like the gate staff to know that no passes should be issued for your property, or that your property is not occupied for a specific time. Following down the My Account page, if your community has added vehicles, the vehicle information will already be here for you, and if not, you can certainly add your own vehicles, and you can edit that information as well. If your community utilizes our credentialed access devices, you'll then see your devices listed below. You have the option of viewing the history of that device, so each time the transponder or key fob has entered the property, you'll be able to see the history of all the devices. And if you click the Edit button, you can also receive an email or text message if you'd like to know when a specific transponder or key fob is used. Down below, you also have a pets area where you can add or modify your pet information so that it's on file in the database. Under your users, there may or may not be more than yourself listed in here as you've just logged in, but if your community has pre-entered all of your homeowners' data in the software, you may have all of your users. Very easy to edit or modify or delete any of the users in your account simply by clicking the Edit button. You'll be able to see your users' details. You can then change your name, relation to owner. This is where you can change your email address and change your password at any time. On the right is our email and text message notification settings. Depending on the modules and the features that you have for your community, a list of available notifications will appear here, and you can then decide with the checkboxes whether you'd like to get an email or a text message when specific events take place in the community. The most popular are when guests are issued or denied via email or text. You can also receive a notification to confirm that you've entered a guest into the software. And then if you have our community website, module, you'll then be able to receive email or text notifications when different website features are activated or announced. In the phone numbers category, you'll need to add your phone name and your phone numbers. And under the call priority list, this is the numbers the gate staff will call you in by order. So you'll want to make sure that whichever phone you want contacted first, if a visitor arrives at the gate that is not on your guest list, the gate staff will call you. You can modify this at any time. Okay, let's now go to our guest list, and to get there we clicked on My Community and the guest list link. When you first reach the guest list page, you'll notice two icons, one being the App Store for iPhone and the Google Play Store for Android devices. Simply click on these links and you can download a visitor management app for your iPhone or Android for a one-time charge of 99 cents. You'll also see that your verbal confirmation code is available to change here. You can also, under the call restrictions area, put a simple message for the gate staff to know maybe that you don't want calls after a specific time of day. Again, you're able to modify your call priority list in this section as well. And when you're finishing or have finished changing all of your information, simply click Save Preferences. Most likely, you won't have any guests in your list, so it's time to build the guests. And let's go ahead and show you that. Simply click Add Guest. You have the option of temporary, permanent, or party. So let's go ahead and add a temporary guest. Very simple, first name, last name. If there's a company, put that in. I'll show you what the email means in a moment. You can also leave notes for attendant if you would like, and then you can choose the start and end date. Now please realize that the start and end dates are going to be predicated upon your community's settings. They may have set specific time dates for how long a guest can be entered and for how long the pass would be good for. So we can just click Save, and we'll see that Bill Jones was entered as a temporary guest on our list. Let's go ahead and add a permanent guest. Simply click the permanent guest list. This is a guest. Let's put in Tammy Wilson. This time I'm going to put in Tammy's email address because I'm going to show you one of our features, which is our ePass. One other thing to note about permanent guests is you can also choose the days that that permanent guest is allowed to visit your property. So if you have a landscaper or house cleaner or someone that's only allowed on a specific day, just uncheck the other days and leave the day that they are allowed checked, and then the pass will only be good on the day that you specify. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Send ePass. And I've put in Tammy Wilson and Tammy's email address, and that her pass would be good for a month that we put in. Or actually, that's how long this demo community's pass was set up for, 30 days. And then I'll go ahead and click Send. So the ePass was sent to Tammy at example.com. The email notifications that I talked about earlier, you would receive a text or an email when a guest pass is printed. These are some examples for you to see. When a pass is printed at the gate, it would look similar to this depending on the pass type and how your community has set up the information. But basically, they're able to see the date that it's good to, the license plate data, your information, what the guest's information is. It will also show what date and time the pass was issued, which guard issued the pass. I'm going to show you where you can modify the directions, and also the barcode is printed on the pass for re-entry. The gate staff uses a wireless scanner, and that allows the passes to be rescanned very quickly. To our ePass solution, we just did an example where I sent an ePass to my visitor, Tammy Wilson. Tammy's either going to be able to print out that pass on her printer from her email, Or if she has an iPhone or an Android device, she can simply go to her email, pull up the link, and that link will take her to a page that will put a QR code on her device. And all she'll have to do is simply present that to the gate staff, and they will be able to scan the phone directly with the scanner. The ePass solution is an option that your community management may or may not have turned on for your community. So you'll have to see whether that works by checking with your community manager. I talked there about directions on the passes, and on your guest list page at the bottom you'll see the directions for guests, and you'll be able to click on this link and you can modify and customize your own directions that will print on the pass for your visitors. You may have more than one gate, so you may have to give multiple directions from different gate entry points to help your guests get to your home. Adding parties is very easy in our software as well. Just click on the Add Party button. And let's call this the weekend party. And we'll put this for this Saturday. And it's very easy to add names. Simply add their name and click Add. You can also click the Enter button. Once you've added all your guests, simply click Save. And now you'll notice that we have our original temporary guest, Bill Jones. We have our permanent guest, Tammy Wilson. And our weekend party we just entered is all here as well. So everything is color-coded by the guest type. And remember, everything that you enter here will be replicated up to the gatehouse, and they will be able to see all of your guests. If you need to edit your party, no problem. Click the Edit button. And you can simply remove any one of the guests that you'd like, and you can add more. Click the Save button, and immediately that information is shown on your guest list. You may also create restricted guests. So if there's someone that you do not want coming to your home, you can very simply put in their name, their company name, information, any notes for attendant. And click Save. This will then add them into your restricted list, and the gate staff will not allow Tom Bennett to be issued a pass to your property. Also, once guests start showing up at your home, you will be able to see all of the passes that were issued. So as soon as the community starts with Dwelling Live, you'll be able to see all of the passes that have been generated to your home. Okay. Now let's move on to the community website feature part of the tutorial.